welcome back. We're having a big meal prep video, but look at this cute little deer first. How could I resist? Check out some of the highlights from today's video.
Out of my mind, how could I be so blind? How could I not see? Awake on the floor, looking up, wanting more. This is so unreal. I must have been wrong. Your love is strong for him. Why would it not be? He's always there for you. I keep living alone. Far from home.
A big welcome to Rouse Rising. If you are new to this channel, my name is Katie. I am a mom to 5 and I love to prepare nourishing meals made from scratch in my kitchen for my family of 7. In addition to sharing my made from scratch menu with you, I also share all about my pantry stock and how I stock my pantry, where I source organic bulk foods. In addition to that, a little bit of prepping and why we prep. Why are we prepared and why do we stock our pantry? If you're into all of that, I would love for you to join the Rouse Rising family. You can click that subscribe button. You can join as a member. And also, if you want to support this channel, you can click down below on that super thanks, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Now let's get into this video. This morning I am making a delicious quiche, and to make a quiche it is 1 cup of milk to 4 cups of eggs and a cup of cheese, and to that you can add any vegetables you want. I typically double or triple this recipe. In the pan, I started with 2 onions and I'm allowing those to caramelize just a little bit so that they can sweeten up. It really makes a delicious quiche when I add caramelized onions. The kids also love it. If you've been around, you know that I love cooking in my cast iron skillet, and I know that some of you struggle with cast iron as I have in the past as well. And for that, some of you prefer these non-stick ceramic, non-toxic skillets. And for that reason, I decided to give these a try. Redmond reached out to me and said, hey, we've got some cool pans. And I said, all right, I'm your girl, I'll test them out. That's what I'm doing today. And I was really pleased that I could go straight from my stove top into my oven, and they cook up so beautifully. The food slid right out of the pan, truly non-stick surface, and then with that non-stick surface you get a really easy cleanup. If you are interested in this pan, I will link it down below in this video's description with a little bit of a discount for you, and you can check this set out. Okay, DuoFit sent us this 12-foot trampoline to have a good time on, so we are gonna open this up and get it built for the kids, and I'm gonna show you all about it. They've got YouTube assembly instructions. I'll leave that link down in the video's description, as well as a link for this trampoline with a discount code for you. So let's get to it. It comes packaged with super simple instructions and everything that we need, the Allen wrench, all the tools. It even comes with gloves. So this is our first time ever having a brand new trampoline.
I thought I saw a light when you passed me by. The reason
You guessed it, I am making another peach cobbler, just like I made in my last meal prepping video. We are hooked on these peach cobblers. Peaches are in season right now, but we've had a really crummy peach season. With our late freeze, all the peaches are about a month late, or they didn't, produce at all. The same with cucumbers and really everything. We've just had a strange growing season, so this peach cobbler is a welcome treat. We love it. We serve it with a little bit of vanilla ice cream. I hope you give it a try. I'll put the recipe down below. So someone said my processing times, I could do 20 minutes for quarts, something like that. I don't know. Pressure canner. As long as they don't have meat in them, but almost all of my broths have some amount of meat in them, just by the nature of how I make it. There are solids in it, so I always do 90 minutes just to be on the safe side. I had to run into town and Goodwill was calling my name for good reason. I just popped in there real quick to see if I could find a bread machine, and look what I found. Orange tags are 50% off. That's right, I got this for a screaming good deal. Let's talk about it in a minute. This is a miniature little tiny bread machine, but it didn't have a paddle in it to mix the bread. It also was 50% off, but I thought that was a fun little machine. You could probably make cakes in it, like a couple of servings of cake or bread or rolls or whatever, but it's a teeny tiny little cute bread machine. On Monday, we got word that Aaron was leaving town Wednesday. We get all of us?
I love you.
Where's Torsten?
Torsten, get in here, baby. It's okay, bub.
Say we love you, Dad.
I love you guys.
Bye, Dad. Bye, Dad.
Bye, I love you.
It's okay. Okay, so I went to Goodwill yesterday because I have been looking for this exact model bread machine. It's the exact same one that I already have. This is a newer model and it's in excellent condition. I just cleaned it up. It just had some few like burn marks, but I got it all nice and cleaned up, and the paddles and everything, I have the paddles. I've just washed it, and yeah, it's in good condition. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my first loaf of bread in this new to me bread machine. It's a Zojurishi. I will link it down below. Home Bakery Supreme. It is my favorite bread machine. I have tried many bread machines from the thrift store to find the one that I like the most, and this is the brand and the bread machine that I like the most. Sorry, I told somebody 200 grams. It's 2 pounds. It makes a 2-pound loaf. This is my weekly raw milk. I get 6 half gallons, so I get 3 gallons of milk a week. 12 gallons of, 12 gallons of raw milk a month. Okay, we get 3 gallons of raw milk a month. So this is the milk. This is where the cream is right now after a 45-minute car ride. It's still pretty well settled, so I'm going to stick this in the fridge, and maybe tomorrow or the next day I will skim the cream off of most of these and make some butter. And here is the rest of our beautiful milk. You can see just like how amazing and yellow the cream is on top. So really excited to have this. Let's make a Mississippi pot roast. I am using broth that I canned up last year, and then we are using some buttermilk ranch seasoning that I got from Azure Standard in bulk 1-pound packages. I'm also using some of their vegetable dip mix just to add in some extra dried veggies into this. We are running low at this time on our produce stores, so I'm just using what I have from the pantry. These pepperoncini peppers are the showstopper when it comes to the Mississippi pot roast. And you also want to make sure you add plenty of butter to this. I am using a beef roast in here, and I'm going to throw some butter on top of that. This is going to slow cook all day to make an easy mama meal for this evening for my hungry kiddos while Aaron's out of town. Last minute, I was reminded of a dental appointment. I found a babysitter for my big kids, and I took Torsten and Bodhi to that dental appointment. After that, we just hung out at home and enjoyed this beautiful weather in the backyard and just enjoyed our time together. On this day, Aaron is still out of town. He was gone for a few days unexpectedly for some medical testing at another Air Force base. So once we got back inside from playing outside, this is the Mississippi pot roast, and it's nice and tender. I'm using all the broth from this Mississippi pot roast to cook my rice in. So we just hit the rice function. I added 3 cups of rice to this, and this is going to cook up, and we're gonna have meat on top of rice. That's how we do it around here. So tasty, so good. And then I am gonna make a sheet pancake. I'm gonna make a large sheet pancake, and then we're going to use the rest of it in a bread pan, and that's what you're gonna see here in a minute is me doing that. But to start out with, I'm just doing, let's see, about 4 cups of grain here. And this is hard red wheat and hard white wheat. We're gonna mill that up, and then I'm going to mash up 4 bananas. This is kind of my standard sheet pancake recipe, and then whatever I have left I turn into muffins, or I turn into a little loaf of bread, or I put it on the other sheet pan. I will link the video with the recipe down below in this video's description instead of writing the whole thing out, and you guys can just click on that link and get the recipe from there. But I add everything but the kitchen sink to this recipe, and it is so good, and everything that's left over goes into the freezer. And then I have pancakes for every morning of the week. The kids can grab a pancake out of the freezer, and then I can fry them some eggs, or they can have some oatmeal, or whatever we end up having. That's some coconut oil. That was real thick and funky looking. So all of this gets mixed up with a bunch of baking soda, or baking powder rather, and it cooks up in a 350-degree oven on a sheet pan for 20 minutes. And if you put it in a loaf pan, you're gonna have to do a lot longer, and then just test it with your toothpick method. I don't have a final picture of this batch of sheet pancake and muffin loaf, but that's okay. Okay, my plan next year is to not buy any marigolds. I think I might have bought a few of these from the farmer's market, but I am pulling off all of the deadheads and seed saving. I've already done this with a bunch, but I'm gonna do as many as I can because I wanna have as many marigolds as possible. They are a beautiful addition to my garden, and to any garden really. Right now they're kind of covered up over here. You can see my shadow, but look at all these amazing tomatoes. Holy moly. Hundreds. Well, probably not hundreds, but and then I have my strawberries that the deer ate at the beginning of the season are finally rebounding, and I'm getting little gifts from the strawberry plants. So little gifts from the strawberry plants. Eat that. Herb garden, sunflowers. Herbs are struggling a little bit. Stevia, I need to harvest that and get it dried and turn into powder. That's a sweetener, very strong sweetener, like 1 leaf, half a leaf to a cup of coffee type stuff. And then down here we have some lemon balm that I want to harvest. And then I just go around, and all of these ones that are dead and the petals have come off, I pick those because those are where the seeds are. I've showed you in other videos. So once they're completely dead, I go through and I pick them, and I go and I put them in my seed vault, which is coffee filter bags right now. But yeah, that's seed saving, and I'm gonna do the same. I've got my cilantro seeds that I need to gather. I've got all my cilantro seeds for next year. Hopefully it just regrows here, but we'll see. I'm gonna grab all the seeds up. And the same with every other plant in this garden. I've got to go get my potatoes soon. They need to be harvested, so the boys really want to help harvest potatoes, so we've got to do that. It is like 97 degrees here today. Everything's struggling a little bit. I gave them some extra water, a little late in the day to water, but I'll water them again this evening. Lots of tomatoes. There's my purple onion I grew. I think there might be a couple in there, I'm not sure, but definitely have some tomatoes in there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're walking like a cool too. We're walking.
Out of my mind, how could I be so blind? How could I not see?
Go on, buddy. Go people.
Awake on the floor, looking up, wanting more. This is so unreal. I must have been wrong. 'Cause your love is strong for him. Why would it not be? He's always there for you. I keep living alone. We're so far from home. Free, but ready to flee from this all. Hard to be standing on your own. Hard to be standing on your own. You knocked me down, swept my feet off the ground, left me on the floor.
Call that out.
Hard to resist, got me looking like this, like the one before. 'Cause I must be strong.